Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to a quick gameplay for Ring of Elysium. So since I made that video on how to download the game, I haven't actually played the game. So it's been like more than a week or so. So I decided to check it out again and see if things are any better. Because I had played about 10 games and I hadn't won it yet. So I tried again and it turned out to be pretty good. Now this was a funny game because I hadn't killed anyone and I was sitting in the middle of the circle and my game crashed and my PC crashed basically. So I had to restart the PC, and when I rejoined about 3-4 minutes later, I was still sitting where I was inside the circle. But there was somebody else in the house with me, and I believe he must have come in right before I crashed. As you can see, he knew that I was in, and I had just rejoined the game. So I was AFK for about 3-4 minutes, and I was extremely lucky that he did not come up and finish me because I was just sitting there. So anyway, I picked up his level 3 helmet, but the circle was moving, so I had to run. So I'll let the rest of the game run and I'll sort of jump in and talk in between, but this got quite interesting and very good for me. So the circle had started moving already and I was a long way away from this white circle. Sorry, the blue zone had started moving and I was away from the circle, so I just decided to run. At this point I had an AKM and a M16A4 and I think a Glock for the pistol, and I picked up that guy's level 3 helmet. Still I think I only had level 1 vest, so nothing great as far as the loot is concerned. I had a 4x and a red dot. So I tried to get to this car, this van, but it wasn't one of the vans that we could use. It was a damaged one. And my car that I had used to come here was over there on the right hand side, but I saw the circle, the blue zone, and I decided to just move. Now I was actually playing this on slightly lower graphical settings. In the past, when I made that previous video, I had played this on the high settings. This time I was trying out the medium settings, and overall I did not see much of a difference because the game is quite well optimized and very low on system requirements, so did not really have much of an issue. For me, I don't know, the game does look alright for what it is, for a free-to-play game in early access, because it's still a long way from, I think, full release. But it's a lot more polished than PUBG was at this stage, let's say. But it still feels a bit flat. The colors and stuff just feels a bit dull to me. It has a lot of good things going for it, but I don't know. Also, I've changed the mouse sensitivity and like the aiming sensitivity and all of that in the game, and I feel a bit better because in the last gameplay, if you had seen, I was struggling with the aiming and the shooting, but this time it was a bit better. So as you can see, I'm just outside the blue zone. I make it in time. It wasn't that far away, and as you can see, only 8 people were left at this time. So that guy I had killed, he was the 11th one to die, so I got most of my kills towards the end. So up here I decided to heal, and I also, I think, changed the scope on the M4. Yeah, put a 4x and a red dot. So I'm actually quite obviously the gunplay isn't as realistic as PUBG. I mean, you don't have to worry too much about bullet drop, etc. So it's a bit easier. So yeah, I was on the mountain and the zone was in the fields above, below, I mean, and you'll hear a sniper rifle or something nearby. Now this guy was quite close and I don't think that was at me, but I thought I'll just wait around here and see if I can spot him. I was definitely on the left, and this was also quite funny, like running down the mountain was quite easy actually. I was worried I might die, so I tried to look for this guy here, but no luck. So I thought I'll just continue. Yeah, this is strange, like walking down a cliff. It wasn't too difficult. I still don't enjoy the car mechanics here. It's different to PUBG, but it's still not great. Let's put it that way. Map is quite interesting. The map they have created is quite good. I like the different locations here. They don't say time left, they just say left before the save zone shrinks. So it's always confusing, like what do you mean left? So I was moving here and I was sort of just keeping an eye out for these houses on the right, because obviously the rest of the play zone looks to be in the middle of in the field basically. But I was worried about people from here, and also that guy who was in the near the mountains. So I decided to just sit in the bush and see if I can catch anybody coming from behind, because I was still worried about that guy who was shooting. And of course there were houses in front and at the back, so obviously the likelihood of people being in those houses was high. So I'm just chilling here, waiting for the blue zone to close in on me. And even the blue zone actually I think looks better than PUBG. I like that sort of wall dome basically. So it just stops nearby. Circle is in the middle. I'm amazed how the mechanics of this game are so identical to PUBG. Like even things like using the F button to pick up and using the Alt to look around. And you can hear some gunshots in the distance. But they felt like they were on the other side of the white circle. I was more worried about places near me so that if I move, I don't get taken out. There weren't many places to many buildings for people to hide, so I was worried about people hiding in bushes and near trees, etc. But I did not see anyone. So right now only 4 left, obviously including me, and I was just waiting for the last moment to move. So as you can see, we have 40 minutes before the circle moves. I try to wait as long as possible. There is a very relaxed feel about this game. Like unlike PUBG, I was a lot more relaxed here. I wasn't too worried about people, etc. I was just playing my game, and I think this might be the difference. It's not as intense, or it doesn't feel as intense. Like it doesn't feel as serious for some reason, although it is very similar. So about 15 seconds to go, I decide to move, and as you can see, not much cover. This tree was outside the circle, and even this rock was outside. So initially I thought I'll sit here, but I soon realized that I would be just outside, and so I decided to move up to the other rock. And I think this was probably the best move I made in this game, because that helped me out here. So yeah, so open field, but I was confident there wasn't anybody behind me or on my right, so decided to move up to the rock. And yeah, I saw a car there. I was worried there might be somebody, and the house on the left, I was confident there was someone. And you can hear some gunshots straight ahead. So this is where I was sure there was one guy. So at this point I was a bit relaxed. I thought, okay, there's 1 or 2 guys fighting up there, so one will kill the other and I'll have one guy in front of me, and I was looking for the other guy. Just wanted to make sure I know where everyone is, and that would help me out. So one guy straight ahead about here, and one guy I was expecting to be around on the left, near the houses, around the... So still checking at the back, although I was fairly confident at this point that nobody was there. So for me, the option was to move up to these trees in the middle of the road and hope I don't get spotted and shot when I'm moving. So you can see that I see a guy there. He's just coming into the circle, into the blue zone. And this is very strange. Look what happens. I kill him. I don't know if this was a glitch, because I was hoping that he would be peeking a little bit and I would get him, and it's exactly what happened. So I don't know if it was a glitch. I shot him through the tree, or he was a bit on the... I shot a bit on the right of the tree and I did get him. I was quite pleased with that. Obviously right now I'm looking at that house because that's where I think the guy is, or near the car basically. So I move and you'll see he starts shooting. He missed, and then he gets me. So he was still at the house. I was very confident. So I was so confident I decided to just heal up. And as you can see, the building is just outside the circle. So I was so confident I decided to heal, and then I thought I'll just take him out when he starts moving in. He was throwing grenades. I don't know why people are so grenade heavy suddenly. And there we are. They don't have a chicken dinner, but that's a chicken dinner. 26 minutes with one major crash in the middle, restarting the system, and still end up winning. So very funny, interesting. And quite enjoyable. So yeah, just wanted to show that is my first win in Ring of Elysium. It was after 11 matches, so yeah, happy with that. And try it out. It seems fun, and hopefully it gets better and we can have more things to do. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.